In the late 1960s and early 1970s, an enigma wrapped in a riddle emerged in Northern California. A serial killer, known as the Zodiac Killer, began a reign of terror, leaving behind a trail of victims and a series of cryptic messages that continue to baffle experts, even to this day. The Zodiac Killer's tale starts in December of 1968, when a young couple was gunned down in their car on a deserted road in Benicia, California. This brutal act marked the beginning of a string of cold-blooded murders that would continue into the following year. In a daring move, the killer began to send letters to local newspapers, taunting the police and public with his cryptic messages. Encoded within these letters were complex ciphers, a series of symbols and letters that, when decoded, would supposedly reveal the killer's identity. Some of these ciphers were cracked by amateur codebreakers, yet many remain unsolved, adding to the enduring mystery of the Zodiac. Despite an extensive manhunt and investigation, the identity of the Zodiac Killer remained elusive. Numerous individuals were considered suspects, yet no one was ever definitively linked to the murders. The lack of concrete evidence and the killer's knack for evasion left authorities and the public in a state of fear and uncertainty. The impact of the Zodiac Killer extended beyond the immediate terror of his crimes. The case seeped into the public consciousness, altering perceptions of safety and security within the community. The killer's cryptic letters and the unresolved nature of the case created a sense of unease that lingered long after the killings had ceased. The enduring legacy of the Zodiac Killer is evident in the numerous books, films, and documentaries that have been inspired by the case. Despite the passage of decades, the Zodiac Killer continues to captivate the public imagination, his identity and motives remaining a mystery that continues to intrigue both professional investigators and amateur sleuths. The Zodiac Killer's reign of terror began in the late 1960s, with a series of brutal murders in the San Francisco Bay Area. His distinctive calling card, a cryptic cipher sent to local newspapers, only added to the mystique surrounding the case. The Zodiac Killer's ability to elude capture and his taunting letters to the press created a sense of fear and fascination that lingers to this day. The Zodiac Killer's crimes were marked by a chilling level of premeditation and brutality. He targeted couples in secluded areas, often shooting them at close range. His choice of victims seemed random, with no apparent connection between them. This randomness only added to the fear and confusion surrounding the case. Despite the efforts of law enforcement and the public, the Zodiac Killer was never caught. The case remains open, with investigators continuing to follow leads and analyze evidence. The Zodiac Killer's identity and motives may never be known, but his impact on popular culture and the public's fascination with true crime is undeniable. The enduring legacy of the Zodiac Killer is evident in the numerous books, films, and documentaries that have been inspired by the case. Despite the passage of decades, the Zodiac Killer continues to captivate the public imagination, his identity and motives remaining a mystery that continues to intrigue both professional investigators and amateur sleuths. To recap, the Zodiac Killer was a serial killer who terrorized Northern California in the late 1960s and early 1970s. The killer is known to have committed at least 5 murders, often targeting young couples in secluded areas. The Zodiac Killer also sent a series of cryptic letters and ciphers to local newspapers, claiming his identity was hidden within these messages. Despite numerous suspects and intensive investigations, the killer's identity remains unknown. The case has had a profound impact on public perceptions of safety and has left an enduring legacy in popular culture. The Zodiac Killer's case is a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk within society. The unsolved nature of the case, the cryptic messages, and the elusive identity of the killer all contribute to the enduring fascination with the Zodiac Killer. As we continue to delve into the mysteries of the past, the Zodiac Killer's story serves as a stark reminder of the unsolved mysteries that still haunt us today.